for Ohio State basketball. The Buckeyes are preparing for battle, and you're preparing to listen to them. Equally important, this is Fan Warmup.
Happy College Basketball Saturday, everybody. I am Brandon Bean. We got Jacob Reimer behind the glass this afternoon. Also, College Football Saturday. We got a very important game going on at Kyle Field between Texas A&M and Miami. That game is tied currently 0-0, although Miami just broke off a nice little run there inside of the red zone at about the 9-yard line. Reimer, what can you tell us about the North Carolina Tar Heels? It's the CBS Sports Classic today. Ohio State taking on North Carolina down in Atlanta. 6-4 record is Ohio State in the CBS Sports Classic. I know you've had a tough week because you work and you live here, but you're also a diehard North Carolina basketball fan.
Yeah, I've honestly grown to hate when this kind of situation happens just because I love both schools. I love supporting both teams. And I'm just in a tough spot now. So, but it'll be a good game, I think. I think North Carolina has a really big front court that is going to be a handful for guys like Christoph Tilley and Brandon Knoll. I think Amari Bynum, I think he's going to have to play close to 30 minutes, if not more, in this game. I think he matches up well with Caleb Wilson, gives them their best shot. So we'll see.
Yeah, we will see. 17th meeting all time between Ohio State and North Carolina. Carolina holding the 13-3 advantage in that. No one's surprised by that stat. North Carolina, obviously a very good basketball school. CBS Sports Classic coming up today. First leg of the game is going on right now. St. John's is currently leading Kentucky 38-31 as they close in on the under 16 mark. What about Jake Diebler a little bit earlier this week, talking about how much he looks forward to an event like this?
Love this. This is an event we look forward to every year. And, I think an event that's been great for Ohio State since it began. And, for us, this is part of us building in that, non-conference schedule that includes 5 high major games. There's a lot of teams in the country that aren't playing 25 high major games this year. And, it's something that's important to us. This is certainly a part of it. It's a great stage this time of year, and we're really excited about the opportunity for a big time kind of resume building win in front of us. So, and you can count on that every single year you're in this event. It doesn't matter which team you play. It's going to be a big time opportunity, and I think that's what's really exciting.
Coming off the heels of the last game, Ohio State beat West Virginia up in Cleveland 89-88. Was a double overtime thriller in that game. If you weren't watching or you weren't listening to that game, Bruce Thornton, maybe not a great first half for him, but boy, did he ever take over in those overtimes and late in the second half. Again, 89-88, their final score against West Virginia. Bruce has got to be the player of the game, I think, if Ohio State wants to win today. I know that, Reimer, your guy, Caleb Wilson, had some comments a little bit earlier on in the week saying basically that, we should roll in this game. We should dominate. And then he went on to compliment Bruce like a bowling ball when he gets downhill. So I'm looking at that kind of matchup today, this afternoon for the Buckeyes and the Tar Heels.
Yeah, he has a point where, yes, they should dominate the front court. They have the upper hand, but at the same time, Ohio State coming into this had the upper hand in the backcourt. Now North Carolina gets Seth Trimble back, their best perimeter defender and a senior leader who will give, I think, Bruce some problems. And I think that's where you want to see a guy like John Mobley Jr. really step up and I think can kind of have that game we're kind of all expecting from him coming into the year.
To you, ideally, you watch every Carolina basketball game. You also watch every Ohio State basketball game because you're in here.
Yes, I do.
You're watching both of them. To you, Reimer, when you look at Carolina, where can they be got at? Like, where is their weak point if Ohio State wants to be able to attack them? What's their game plan today?
Their strength is defending on the interior. I don't remember the percentage exactly, but it was about like 43% of points were coming in the paint. So they're really good at defending inside. So I like Ohio State to really exploit some matchups on the perimeter, like a Bruce, maybe putting Seth Trimble into a back down spot to where you can get into the perimeter, and then you kick out to a guy like John Mobley or a Devin Royal that's stepping into a three. I think that's where Ohio State's going to have their success in this game is on the perimeter knocking down some shots.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that wholeheartedly, right? And I don't think we've seen an Ohio State team be cohesive yet between the three returners, between Devin Royal and John Mobley Jr. and Bruce Thornton. I don't think we've seen a complete game out of those three yet. I think that they've all three have had obviously really good games so far this season, but I don't think we've seen a cohesive group effort out of them where they're giving you, 70-80% of the points scored. And maybe that happens today. I don't know.
Yeah, that was the thing coming into the year was, you returned your core from last year. So you're expecting great production at all times from them. And if they can really pop off in this game and have that big game from all three, it'll be really good.
All right, let's go down to Atlanta and check in with our great friend Ron Stokes.
It's time to go inside the Buckeyes with OSU basketball analyst and former captain Ron Stokes.
Ron, appreciate the time. Happy College Basketball Saturday to you. It seems like you guys have a pretty good game going on in front of you right now.
Yeah, you talk about one of the reasons why Jake Diebler loves this setting. You know that there's going to be 4 teams, including Ohio State, that are relative. And you look at what St. John's did last year. Obviously, Kentucky's Kentucky. And then you think about the opponent, North Carolina, the number of Final Fours and championship. This is a great atmosphere to be in as a college basketball player. It's kind of like an NCAA region, right? You got really good teams going with great athletes, so it should be fun today.
Ron, you played, obviously, for Ohio State. Bulletin board material, right? I think it's so interesting to kind of look at and dissect. Like, how much does, the words of one Caleb Wilson get into that locker room saying we should pretty much dominate possession to possession Ohio State today? Like, is that circulated at all, or is that overblown by us with a microphone in front of our face?
Well, if it gets out, clearly as an athlete, if you hear someone saying that, it's talk. It'd be another thing to motivate you, but you should be motivated to play regardless. I do recall my freshman year, we're playing at Illinois, and we're watching the local broadcasts, and one of the guards on the opposite team made a comment that they have no backcourt, right? So that resonated with me as I slept that night, and we ended up winning the game. But clearly, if you hear your opposition saying some things, it could give you some extra juice. But I mean, when you got Bruce Thornton leading the charge here, I think the biggest thing is what happened in this building last year. That's more motivation than anything. You don't want anything to come remotely close to what happened in this building last year.
How much does a guy like Seth Trimble being back in the Carolina lineup help them, Ron? He's been out for 6 weeks, I believe. Hasn't played a game since the second of the year, and obviously a huge piece for them. How does Ohio State handle Seth Trimble being back in the lineup today?
It helps North Carolina quite a bit because he's arguably their best defender in the backcourt. I wouldn't be surprised. He's going to be on Bruce Thornton quite a bit. Same size, 6'3", 200 pounds. He gets to the basket. The big question is, will he be ready to go when you take that much time off? But I think it will help him a bit because he's been practicing with the team. And he's a really good player, brings them another threat out there, especially in penetration. But I think when you look at North Carolina, their record really, I know they've only lost 1 game, but he's only played 2. And the last one was against Kansas, and they played really, really well against Kansas. So this will be a better North Carolina team if he's healthy and ready to go.
Was that a 10-second violation? What just happened there? Because, I mean, it seemed like, I know you had mentioned that it's an NCAA tournament field. That crowd just went electric for what's going on for you guys right now.
You know what? I was looking at my my notes here. I did not see the play, but clearly one thing's for sure. When you hear the crowd going, that means Kentucky just did something good because this is 90% Kentucky right now.
Yeah, Ron, before we get you out of here, how impressed were you by Ohio State's performance in winning time late in the game against West Virginia? It was a thriller that we had last weekend against the Mountaineers of West Virginia.
The way you would want it, put the ball in the hands of your best player and let him win the game. And that's what Bruce Thornton did. He completely took over both ends of the floor. And then you got complimentary actions from Christoph Tilley and Devin Royal, double-double. So it was what you need to do to win tough games like that. Very impressed with how they came back and won that ball game.
Ron, always appreciate the time. Have a great call today. Looking forward to the atmosphere. We will check in again Tuesday against Grambling, okay?
All right, go Bucks.
There he goes, Ron Stokes with us here on the Warmup Show. What about Jake Diebler a little bit earlier in the week, talking about recruiting one Caleb Wilson?
Caleb's a great player, and he's an even better young man. You know, at least that our experience with him was that way. Was a hard-fought, recruiting battle. A lot goes into recruiting nowadays, but he was a great young man when he was here on the visit. really enjoyed recruiting him and his family, but I'm not surprised he's playing at the level he's playing at, because I think when you have a talented young player, which he's certainly really talented, who works extremely hard and has high character, I just think those type of guys thrive really, really early on. So nothing but great things to say about Caleb and his family. It's a tall task, certainly for some of our guys individually guarding him, but collectively for us, because he's playing at a really high level and a big part of what they're doing.
6'10" freshman from Atlanta. He's back in his home city today. He is averaging almost 20 points per game. Everybody have an awesome Saturday. Paul and Ron are up next. We'll be back for some postgame action. Buckeye Hoops is up next right here on The Fan.
You've been listening to Fan Warmup. Stay tuned for Buckeye basketball on your flagship home for Ohio State athletics. The Fan, Ohio